Hello everyone, I'm your host Noah Schlicksup, and before we get into today's video, I have a big announcement to make. I have dropped a podcast. Yes, a podcast. It is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, so go check it out. It's called Schlick Sports Made in the River City. I chat with athletes from the Jacksonville area, from high school to the pros. We got some great stories and some exciting guests coming on. I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek today. So without further ado, here's the interview with 14-year-old quarterback phenom, Colin Hurley. All right, well, thank you for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, so getting into the interview here, so let's start away from the field. We all know your talent on the football field, starting with Trinity Christian as a freshman. You're racking up all these impressive offers, but what are a few things you like to do away from the field?
I'm really just focused on my academics. I have a 3.0 GPA right now, and I just do what every other young person does. I just play video games, eat food, and have fun with family and friends, really.
And when you grow up, if you could be anything other than a football player, what would it be?
Sports engineer.
All right, I like that. And
Yeah.
then if you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
A dog.
A dog? All right.
Yeah, a dog. Yeah.
So going back now, getting into start of where this all started for you football wise, what inspired you to want to become a football player?
Nothing really inspired me to be a football player. I just thought it would be fun, so I tried it out. I started football whenever I was 5 years old, and I just wanted to try it out and see where it would take me.
And then obviously it's gotten you off to a great start here in high school. You got offers from Florida, Georgia, you name it. But when did you start to actually start taking the sport seriously and, realize you could go pretty far in it?
Well, my dad always tells me that we're never going to do anything halfway, right? So whenever I first started, and I told him that I wanted to be a football player, that's whenever it started being serious. I wasn't going to go halfway if I wanted really to do it.
And I read an article. It doesn't seem like you go halfway at all. You wake up at 6 in the morning and you're out in the gym. You're working out with these professional athletes, not even just in football. I know Mike Bauman from working out there, Orioles pitcher.
Yeah.
Just made his major league debut, and not a bad one either. But for football wise, playing the game, what are some of your favorite aspects about it?
I just love how it's like a team sport, right? So it brings people together. And it really makes you into a man. I really just love to be around other players because I really learn and get better from playing. That's really it.
And you got a talented squad around you. You got guys like Cam Miller. I know Keaton Thomas was over at Creekside here for the spring, but then he moved over to you guys. What's it like playing with all these guys who, a little more experienced than you, but they're just as talented and, playing around just elite talent as well?
I treat them as brothers. That's what they really are to me. They're like family. Playing with Cam Miller, Keaton Thomas, Trayon Webb, they're all just going to make me better, right? So they push me in practice every day. So whenever I hit the field for game day, I'm ready.
All right.
So we can go out there, make plays, and just do our thing.
Yeah, you threw for 6 touchdowns the other week, so you make some pretty big plays. So I mentioned earlier your, kind of complicated schedule. What does a normal day look like for you?
I just wake up in the morning with a protein shake, eat breakfast. I go to work. I go and work out at Torque Sports Performance, and then I go to school. After that, I go to team practice, come back home, watch film, and I do it all over again.
And sports performance, you said. I know some of the best athletes from the area and even around the country come to work out there. Who are some of your favorite players, or even your coach that you've gotten to work out with?
I've worked out with Ian Book. He's the quarterback for the Saints. I've worked out with Nathan Peterman. He's the quarterback for the Raiders. And I also like working out with some of the Major League Baseball players because they teach me about arm motion, velocity, and I just learn things in there, really, whenever I'm with them.
And I'm an Irish fan, so I definitely know who Ian Book is. But your first offer here came when you were still in 8th grade from Ole Miss. How did they end up discovering you at such a young age for a recruit, and what do you think stood out to them?
Well, they contacted my coaches, and the coaches told them that I'll be really good in high school, and they told me to take a shot at me, and then that's what they did.
Yeah, pulled the trigger early, and that kind of just set fire to a storm almost. You got FSU, Miami, Georgia, Florida, all offering you. You were just at the Florida Bama game on Saturday. What was that like?
Now that was a good experience. That was my first ever Florida game, so that really put a impression on me.
Oh yeah, I've been to the swamp a couple times empty since it's open to the public. I love that about it. But
Yeah.
that's got to be completely different experience with up to 100,000 people. I think it gets in there. But all these schools, have, like I said, have been offering you. What's been keeping you grounded through this incredible experience over the last few months?
Um, I'd say my coaches and my parents. They just told me to keep the path and good things are to come, and that's what I'm just looking for.
And now back to the field. Well, all of these are coming in. You're also battling for the starting quarterback job at one of the best programs in the state as a freshman, and you were able to pull that off. And 13-1 touchdown to interception ratio is really impressive so far. I mean, how is that transition to the varsity level for you? And what's been the key to your early success? Because you got a ton of eyes on you, being one of the top prospects already from the area.
Well, it's been fun. I love this game, and it's an honor playing at Trinity Christian Academy. I have amazing coaches there, and Coach Dormany and Coach Ross and staff. I have great teammates, and the program is one of the top programs in the country. So I just prepare myself every day to lead the team, be the best teammate, and continue to develop as a QB.
What are a few personal goals you've set for yourself this season?
I told myself I wanted 30 touchdowns by the end
All
of the
right.
season and over um 1.5K yards passing.
All right. And then throughout all of this, how have you been able to, find a balance between, football, school, and just life in general?
I just focus on the things I need to focus on first, and once I knock those out, I have my free time. That's really what I do.
Time management is huge.
Yeah.
And then week in, week out here in Jacksonville, Florida, you're playing teams from all over the state. It's an elite talent. There's guys coming out of this place every year. Sean Wade went to Trinity Christian. You guys have tons of D1 commits on your team, and not just that. Even just around the area, you got powerhouses like Bartram Trail, Bulls. You're facing elite talent week in and week out. Why do you think there's so much talent that comes from this area?
I think it's just the way that people carry themselves around here, right? It's not really a big town, so people just have to find their way, and they just make names for themselves.
Well, I came from Iowa, so I consider this pretty big.
Yeah.
I played in cornfields for the first 12 years of my life, so the city's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So now on to the would you rather, getting to know you a bit more off the field, some of your personality. But first off, I got a football question for you. Would you rather watch
All
or
right.
play the sport?
What'd you say? Cut out a little bit.
Would you rather watch or play football?
Play.
All right.
Definitely play. I can't stand watching other players play in front of me.
Well, I mean, you had to have been able to at least stand that Florida Bama. I mean, that
No,
was
no,
a
that Florida game was nice. No, I like that.
yeah, and
That
you
was
got it
fun.
from the sidelines. That's got to be awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
Now over to food. Would you rather eat Italian or Mexican?
Italian.
I like that.
All day.
My mom makes great spaghetti. I go Italian all day.
Yeah.
And then, would you rather watch a movie or play video games?
Depends on what type of movie.
All right, let's go sci-fi. That seems to be big nowadays.
Sci-fi. Horror guy. That's me.
Sorry, you cut out there for a second. Could you repeat that?
I'm a big horror movie guy.
Uh-oh. I can't can't stand those. But my brother, he's been trying to convince my parents to watch them since he was 8 years old, and he gets clips on YouTube. I don't know how he watches it, but yeah. And you got Halloween coming out here soon, so that's gonna be fun. But I thank you for taking the time to do this. That's all the questions I got for you. Had a blast.
Same here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And that'll do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons. Comment your thoughts down below. I'll leave the link in the description to my new podcast. Go check it out. We're going to have some great content over there. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.